Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tokenicer, and today I've got 7 projects for you guys that I think have long-term potential in the crypto space. Let's get right into it.
All things stated in these videos should not be taken as financial advice and should only be viewed as educational content of Tokenizer's due diligence and opinions.
Alright, so let's get right to it. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Alright, so with our first coin, we've got Credo. And Credo is a project building within DeFi and specifically decentralized custody and security of wallet assets. And they use multi-party computation, which is the process of multiple computers working to solve a problem without exposing the information of what each computer holds. This can replace the process of exposing users' private keys, with each computer holding the data about who owns which assets to sign transactions in a decentralized and distributed consensus. Their platform also allows for instant cross-chain swaps and liquidity, allowing for an interoperable path for users to be able to access features across other native blockchains, and this is all done without the need for wrapping tokens or smart contracts. As Credo works with the ethos of the network is the vault through declaring ownership only through a decentralized ledger, which is immutable and tamper-proof, unlike storing ownership information in a centralized database, where there's not only a single point of failure, but there won't be a need to be storing private key information within these databases anymore. Credo is able to interact and custody all layer 1 blockchain tokens through their platform and the usage of Credo synthetic tokens. These tokens represent the ownership rights, access, and value of the underlying assets and are minted on the next block after they're deposited into the Credo platform for users to use without risking their private keys. Alright, so to wrap it up, Credo allows for users to have full ownership and control over their assets without the worry of exposing their keys, through the process of synthetic tokens on their platform, allowing for a much more secure and decentralized process, while still ensuring the proof of ownership through multi-party computation consensus. These synthetic tokens then allow for specific cross-chain interoperable functions on their platform, such as providing liquidity and doing swaps going between other assets on separate native chains. So here we can see some recent price action for Credo. I'm currently filming this right after correction, so stuff's not going to be too pretty, but maybe it can present as a nice buying opportunity. We can see from anything beyond a monthly perspective, they're still up. And here we see the total market cap and supply for Credo, with about a $2 million market cap and about 38 million QRDO tokens in circulation out of the total 2 billion. Taking a look at their website, we can see they're partnered with MetaMask Institutional and they're focused on decentralized custody, along with some features of Credo. Now, some deeper fundamental information about how their platform will work, along with some of their partners and companies backing them. We've got some familiar names such as Coinbase and Celsius, and they've even had a pretty successful seed round. Next up, we've got Zenfin Network. Zenfin Network is a hybrid blockchain combining both private and permission blockchains, such as enterprise use chains, along with public permissionless ones such as Bitcoin. The Zenfin network is primarily utilized and built to enhance global finance and trade, keeping global finance in a permissioned and somewhat centralized manner to maintain optimized compliance and scalability while keeping things decentralized on the global trade end. Zenfin combines the best of both worlds, of the privacy and security of a decentralized platform, while also having the centralization to keep it enterprise ready and commercial grade through taking parts of Ethereum and IBM's Quorum. Zenfin is also one of the ISO 2200 standard compliant coins, and this standard has been seeing rapid adoption as the new financial payment standard, along with the global standardized language for business and financial instruments. Here's some other coins that are also on this standard, and it's also kind of funny how they're all boring black and white logos. So the Zenfin network is used for cross-border remittances and payments to other institutions around the world, along with insurance provided and proven through blockchain for optimized transparency and integrity of ownership, and also record management and security of these records through storing them onto the decentralized part of the Zenfin blockchain. Now, if we take a quick look at some of the participants of the Zenfin network, the XDC token will be the main payment token on the R3 Corda blockchain, which is used by private institutions such as the likes of IBM. We've also got the International Trade and Forfeiting Association working with Zenfin in their Trade Finance Distribution Initiative, which has also collaborated with the International Chamber of Commerce and HSBC to build a solution to simplify global trade. Now, to wrap it up, Zenfin uses an energy-efficient consensus, unlike previous generation blockchains, providing for a more green and ethical system for the environment, as they claim to use only about 1/100,000th of a terawatt an hour. And similar to many other newer layer 1s today, they're also extremely scalable in the sense they can handle large amounts of transactions while keeping fees low. And they've got the best of both worlds, with a public chain for all the trading and retail-driven activities, but also a private permission side for enterprises to build and do business with. So Zenfin is sitting at about 7.5 cents today, and as we can see, has faced a correction similar to many other alts in this market after a pretty strong run it had earlier this year. They're at currently about a $930 billion market cap, and the XDC token has a circulating supply of about 12 billion and a total supply of roughly 37 billion. So taking a look at their website, it looks quite sophisticated with a nice layout explaining the use cases of their blockchain, along with an area for developers to get started on building within the Zenfin ecosystem, along with options to begin getting set up with as a node and a validator on their network. Next up, we've got Metahero, and I'm sure you guys can guess from the name, but Metahero is building within the metaverse to allow anything in our physical world to be brought into the metaverse. So what I'm talking about are things such as fashion and collectibles, which can now be enjoyed and utilized within the metaverse. So eventually we could see some luxury designer brands and popular manufacturers extending their market into the digital world, as essentially any scan item can become monetized and distributed within the metaverse thanks to Metahero. And while by scan anything, they mean quite literally anything. Whatever you can fit inside their 4-meter diameter chamber, you can scan into the metaverse. And sorry for the shitty drawings, but here's an example of how the Metascanner essentially works. And now to wrap things up, Metahero is able to cater towards both retail wishing to enhance their metaverse experience, along with manufacturers wishing to extend their business and products to this new dimension. Their Metascanners will essentially act as the bridge between our physical world and the digital world, and this will unlock an unheard of 3D virtual marketplace where people can buy real-world items that are transported into the digital world. Just take a second to think of all the possibilities. You could scan yourself, maybe your favorite pair of shoes, or your car, and monetize it without losing ownership of these things. And so the Hero token is sitting at just a bit under 20 cents and has actually been holding up pretty well during this correction relative to many other alts. They've got a market cap of about 1 billion, and the Hero token with a total supply of 9.7 billion and a circulating supply of around 5.5 billion. So let's take a look at their website real quick. Here's a little demo as to how the Metascanner will actually work. And personally, I think this looks sick. It's just like how I imagine we'd transport into the virtual world. And it's got some solid graphics too. Alright, I'm gonna shut up for a little bit and let everyone just enjoy this demo. And then we can see some of their partners for rolling out a project like this, because I'm sure you guys can imagine, it's not going to be easy building out something like this, let alone as a single company. And then here we've got a general roadmap and sort of progression showing where they are and what's in progress. Now onto our next project, Unizin. And so Unizin is basically a smart hybrid exchange aggregator with Binance shared liquidity. They'll be aggregating trades all across centralized and decentralized exchanges within their ecosystem. They've also got an incubation system in which they've already begun incubating a lot of mid to late stage development projects in the space by providing them the mentorship through legal and technical assistance, along with just providing them the appropriate tools and environment to build out their projects in. They've also got a really unique staking mechanism on their platform, and I personally think this has the potential to be one of the best staking coins, as by staking their exchange token, you're incentivized and rewarded with a multitude of crypto assets. They'll be paying out tokens from projects they've incubated, along with a tiered stablecoin yield program, and additionally the team will also be running nodes for several other projects. An amount of those node rewards will be distributed to those staking. Here we can check out the preview of the Unizin centralized exchange module. It's a pretty simple and clean trading interface, and if anyone consistently trades or just uses crypto trading applications on a regular basis, well, I'm sure this is a familiar sight. And we've also got a dark mode here. Now to wrap things up. Unizin will be an exchange aggregator across both centralized and decentralized exchanges through all blockchains along with Binance shared liquidity. This will allow for maximal liquidity while maintaining minimal slippage. On top of that, they've got a very uniquely incentivized ecosystem, as users are heavily rewarded for dedicating their loyalty and support of the Unizin exchange. And while their exchange and incentives will cater towards many investors, their incubator program has the potential to draw in hundreds of mid to late stage projects wishing to further build out their vision. And let's take a quick look at some of the projects they've already incubated. Cyrus, which allows users to keep parts of their data private while having the option to monetize other parts of their data. Then we've got Hustle, which is creating an ecosystem for artists to further connect with their fans through the use of NFTs. And ADS Alchemy, which is a decentralized advertising exchange built on top of Constellation's hypergraph. And while Unizin is the all-in-one exchange aggregator, meaning they don't necessarily compete with all these other exchanges out there, but rather supports them all within its ecosystem. And now looking at price action, Unizin is sitting at about $3.33, and things are looking either quite rough or a great buying opportunity depending on your perspective. They're sitting at about a $120 million market cap, and the ZCX token has got a total supply of 1 billion and a circulating supply of 34 million. But I should also note that 30% of the total supply is saved in the case of an exchange hack. Looking at their website, I personally like how minimalistic and clean it is, and we can take a look within their application where there's currently staking pools for some of their incubated projects, as we were talking about before. And overall, their website just seems real clean and explains what they are and what they're trying to do to a pretty good extent. Alright, now we're going to be talking about Ultra. And I like to think of Ultra as what would happen if we combine both Steam with Twitch. Just like how Unizin is working to be an all-in-one exchange, Ultra's mission is to be the all-in-one platform for gamers, from games to streaming to tournaments and interacting with others throughout the network. Along with just playing games, users will also be provided software toolkits to create games and in-game items that they can then sell and monetize in the form of NFTs. Ultra is working to make the lucrative gaming industry more distributed and giving back to the gaming community, as users will be incentivized on their platform through playing games, advertising Ultra, and creating games and items to sell on the Ultra platform. And so Ultra has the potential to be the social network for gamers, just as how Facebook was seen as the social network for college students initially. The gaming industry is massive, and it's only expected to grow exponentially bigger in the coming years. The same could be said about Ultra's mission. So wrapping things up, it seems pretty clear by now that blockchain gaming will be a huge part of the gaming industry in the coming years, along with creating an incentivized network where players are rewarded for their skills and loyalty to their respective gaming communities. More than just a gaming platform, they're also working to create the first ever global gaming focused network where players around the world can all connect, chat, play, compete, and shop, all within the Ultra ecosystem. The network will benefit not only gamers, but also allow developers to build out their own visions, as the gaming industry today is very heavily monopolized. So currently, Ultra is sitting at about $1.54, And they actually seem to be holding up decently well during this correction, as they seem to be following quite a natural correction after a big move up now. They're at about a $435 million market cap, and the UOS token has a circulating supply of 282 billion and a total supply of 1 billion. And taking a look at their website, it has a pretty nice gamer vibe to it already. And here we can see what looks like to be a display of how the interface will be, along with some of the games on their platform, as they further explain their mission to create an ecosystem of gamers and how blockchain gaming will be integrated into the future of gaming. And now we've got Quant. Quant is building the network of all networks through allowing universal interoperability. And what that basically means is that any network can connect to any other network through utilizing Quant's operating system. And now Quant is quite different from your usual crypto projects that use your usual blockchains or DAGs. Instead, they have built the first ever blockchain operating system, which allows for all other systems and networks to communicate and work together within their operating system, Overledger. And this allows for some pretty interesting new possibilities, as we're now able to create and customize blockchains to suit specific enterprise or economic needs, or create applications that can run on multiple blockchains. Quant is able to allow universal interoperability through every system using the ISO TC307 standard, as the standard is growing to be recognized as the global blockchain and DLT communication standard, which has already begun seeing adoption in over 50 countries now, along with this standard also being officially standardized by the British Standard Institute. And if we take a quick look, we can see the British Standard Institute's networking connections have some very familiar tech giants. Interoperability will be a solution to every industry with separate systems, from autonomous vehicles to traditional finance to decentralized finance to big tech and all the way even into gaming. And wrapping things up, Quant will absolutely be a required solution for the global adoption of blockchain technology, as it's unrealistic to think there will just be one chain to rule them all. The idea of customizable blockchains and multi-chain applications open the possibilities to opportunities that were previously considered impossible. And this is the first ever blockchain operating system created, allowing for solutions and interoperability within both retail and enterprise developers. So Quant is sitting at just about $172 at the moment, and it's not looking too pretty on the recent time frames after a big move it had earlier in the year. And looking at the market cap, Quant is about $2 billion, and the QNT token has a circulating supply of 12 million and a total supply of 14 million. And just for reference, Bitcoin's total supply is 21 million. And now looking at their website seems very sophisticated and enterprise ready, not like how you'd see in many other crypto projects. And we can assume that they're quite enterprise focused with how they seem to be marketing their solutions. Their website seems to be worth a checkout if you're also a developer who's wishing to get started in this space. Now, onto our final project today, we've got Alliance Block. And so what Alliance Block is doing is they're working to create a regulatory compliant yet global and decentralized financial market for all assets. So equities and funds on stock exchanges, along with commodities like gold and foreign currencies, could all be traded on Alliance Block's protocol. The Alliance Block protocol is blockchain agnostic and made up of 3 layers. So think of it like a burger. So with the first layer, we got the top of the burger, and this is the DeFi layer. And this layer allows for cross-chain interoperability, along with features like liquidity mining as a service and peer-to-peer lending, along with investing in tokenized early-stage startups. Then there's the data layer, which will be used for users to publicly tokenize and allow them to trade their data as an asset, along with utilizing the data created by others on the platform through an API key. And then there's the compliance layer, and this layer will allow institutions to step into the space in a regulated manner through a one-time trustless KYC and cross-border verification process that can be saved within the protocol, allowing compliance to be coded within their platform, literally. So Alliance Block has the potential to be the institutional bridge for asset managers and pension funds that have stated their interest in this space but don't have the regulatory frameworks to join in yet. The Alliance Block platform allows for unique regulated securities and assets to be offered on their platform, such as tokenized real estate or a startup digitizing their equity to be globally traded rather than just through the Nasdaq, as an example. And so Alliance block is sitting at currently about 55 cents, and checking recent price action, Alliance block hasn't been doing too great, but looks like a great buying opportunity. As we can see, they're currently correcting after what appears to be a short-term double top. Looking at the ALBT token, there is a total supply of 1 billion and a circulating supply of about 335 million. And taking a look at the Alliance block website, they've got a nice little video explaining their protocol, which I won't play for copyright purposes, along with a long list of partners, and we've talked about a couple of those partners in these videos. It's kind of got the vibes of many other DeFi applications, but also appearing a bit more sophisticated and classy than some. But overall, seems like a pretty nice, simplistic, and straightforward front page. So there you guys have it. That was 7 projects within this digital asset revolution with long-term potential. And feel free to leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. Again, not just coins. There's a lot more behind these projects than just investing in some coin and hoping number go up, as I believe some of these projects will become household names in the coming years, and we're essentially getting a glimpse of the future. So anyways, thank you for watching. Gonna have a lot more good stuff coming out for y'all during this holiday season, as I've got time off school now. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.